Brian. Good afternoon, students, parents, and teachers. I will present my Outstanding Learning Award and my ESO Most Improved Student in Physical Education. 2 years ago, when this girl arrived at JB in my P class, she was shy and struggled with some of tasks I asked her to complete. She often wasn't the first person to be chosen. She never complained and accepted everything naturally. Now, she has class with boys, and they want her on their team. She is a much faster learner. She faces her challenges with her head up. She's courageous and respected by her colleagues for who she is. I thank God I was a small part of this transformation, and it's a great pleasure that I present this award to Luisa Montenegro.
Good afternoon. Alguns dos meus alunos já leram no decorrer do nosso curso a história de alguns anti-heróis que, para sobreviver às adversidades impostas pela vida, tiveram de agir subversivamente. Não os condenamos, entendemos as suas razões, mas sabemos da necessidade de, dentro e fora da ficção, agir eticamente, seja na escola, em casa, na vida em sociedade de um modo geral. Estudamos ainda alguns contos da Clarice Lispector, em que notamos um amadurecimento de suas personagens, que do início ao fim de uma narrativa se transformam, muitas vezes sem a necessidade de grandes acontecimentos motivadores. Pois bem, muitos alunos encontraram alguns desafios no decorrer deste ano, e posso dizer que ética e amadurecimento fizeram parte da sua conduta. Ainda estamos no meio do caminho e não podemos descuidar para que esses dois aspectos faltem. E por falar em ética e maturidade, posso relatar que nesse ano fui frequentemente abordada por um certo aluno, que a cada avaliação me perguntava, como é que eu posso melhorar? A cada aula em que esteve ausente, mandava um e-mail, o que foi que eu perdi? E a cada tarefa me consultava, é assim que se faz? Gentileza e educação estão presentes nele tanto quanto maturidade e ética. É um prazer vê-lo se esforçar em busca tanto de novos desafios quanto de novas conquistas. It is my honor to introduce the Award for Excellence in Portuguese to João Gabriel Teixeira. Quando falamos da língua portuguesa, as pessoas costumam considerar mais a dificuldade da língua, as normas gramaticais, do que tudo aquilo que pode despertar paixão e interesse pela disciplina. Por isso me chama tanto a atenção quando vejo os olhos de um aluno brilharem ao ler e se envolver com um texto escrito em língua portuguesa. Gosto de ver quanta sensibilidade há no seu olhar e quanta disposição há em encarar desafios trazidos por autores cujos textos sabemos que precisam ser compreendidos mais com a emoção do que com a razão. Aqui eu peço licença para citar de novo Clarice Lispector, porque em Felicidade Clandestina ela nos apresenta a história de uma menina que se realiza ao entrar em contato com um livro desejado. Essa menina me lembra a aluna de quem eu falo agora, alguém que se vê diante de desafios sem perder a coragem e sem deixar de ter em mente que ao fim de tudo vem um aprendizado e uma conquista. Ela fez escolhas ousadas e fez de cada uma delas uma oportunidade para mostrar o seu empenho e potencial. Buscou obstinadamente o que desejava e superou obstáculos. Esse prêmio dá destaque a uma aluna que é movida pelo autoquestionamento, pelo encantamento, sobretudo pela sensibilidade. Alguém que expõe suas ideias e seus sentimentos em busca de diálogo e compreensão e busca sempre o melhor de si. Isso para não mencionar a disposição de participar, de se fazer ouvida, de contribuir para as nossas leituras e nossos debates em sala. Foi incrível vê-la se desafiar e crescer no decorrer de um ano que foi para ela tão importante que permitiu ir além das suas e das minhas expectativas. It is my honor to introduce the award for outstanding learning in Portuguese to Isabela Lima.
Good afternoon. Boa tarde a todos. The award for the academic achievement BSS student goes to a spectacular and rare student who truly excelled in his coursework. He has been an outstanding student with an alert and inquisitive mind, with a variety of interests, creative ideas, and a remarkable dedication. He stood out by his great talent, initiative, energy, and appropriately high self-confidence. This student has a very active presence in class, asking probing questions, always showing commitment, involvement, and great work ethic. He showed the ability to seek answers to broad and complex questions in an exceptional way. He has never missed a formative task and has presented them with the same care and high quality in his summatives. His summative tests, no matter if IB or a question from the best university in Brazil, where he consistently achieved a high standard and earned over 95%. His projects and essays were beyond our expectations. He has never traveled to any extracurricular activity before submitting his tasks. He's a type of student who forces us teachers to be better teachers every day. Please join me in congratulating Pedro Farias in being instrumental in not being just the outstanding student for Brazilian social studies, but also for exhibiting his exceptional dedication in his extracurricular activities with no harm to his academic IB load. Tem mais um? Now for the outstanding learner. I want to recognize a student who has shown a strong commitment to self-improvement, particularly his interpersonal skills, which has reflected in his academic life. During the last 6 months, I noticed a huge change in his behavior, his academic work, particularly his IA and his extended essay. This student has grown and shined as the months went by. He has developed much interest for history and geography, in addition to particularly what was concerned the recent Brazilian economic and political crisis. He has matured and demonstrated through very actively participating in class. He is now a young man, mature, and very well prepared to go to his new academic life in August or September. He has gained my respect. I am so impressed, and for that I would like to invite José Eduardo Baena to receive the award for the outstanding learner.
Exceptional students of history in the 21st century are required to contemplate topics and issues both emotionally and intellectually, reflect on how this impacts individuals and societies, and consistently engage with the subject matter on a deep level. When I reflect on real, authentic engagement, I recall the following words spoken by Theodore Roosevelt. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement. This first remarkable student of history has an ever-inquiring mind, one that persistently questions the material incisively and constructively, challenged themselves with the content, while not being afraid to admit when it was interesting, inspiring, or even confounding. Also important, this individual is open-minded, respectful, and humble, in and out of class, and even exhibits a charisma his homeland hero Chancellor Merkel, or as he likes to call her, Angie, would envy. It is my honor to introduce the Award for Excellence in History to a man who stepped in the arena day after day, Mr. Julius Fischbach. In that same quote from Roosevelt, he goes on to acknowledge that credit belongs to those who err, who come short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, and yet still strives to do the deeds, who at worst, if fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who never know victory or defeat. The next student epitomizes these words, one who wasn't afraid to fail on a more regular basis, at least at first, but they refused to quit. They came into the course hindered in ability in many respects, an immense challenge that would have caused many to resign themselves to a lesser task. But this individual did not give up. They looked difficulty in the face, took advantage of the skills they already possessed, did every formative, reassessed whenever necessary, stayed determined in their diligence, and that meant hours upon hours after school, outside of class, researching, writing, and editing. This person continuously learned from others, prodding fellow pupils, as well as their gruff history teacher, with as many questions as required until understanding was not just copacetic, but comprehensive enough to achieve exceptional levels in the subject. It is my honor to introduce the award for Outstanding Learner in History to a student who stared down adversity and dared greatly this year, and she obviously did it in more than one subject area, Miss Hai In Yom.
I have a daunting task in front of me. Our economics teacher, Mr. Wayne Diamond, has been quite ill for the last couple of weeks. He is on the mend, but he was not well enough to make it today. This is his first year teaching at EAB, and he has written me email after email thanking the community for the support and the love that they have shown him. He's actually been quite touched by the care that has been afforded him in this difficult situation. It's a daunting task, one, because Wayne is a brilliant economist. I'm not. Two, Wayne is Irish. I'm from the woods of Pennsylvania. Two more interesting accents would be hard to find. So I'm going to read his words just as he wrote them. And I'm not going to do it with an Irish accent. Come off it. For non-economists in the audience, I might first need to introduce my subject. Economics is a study of decision-making under conditions of scarcity. Economists study how and what an economy should produce when its resources are finite and unable to satisfy all our many wants and desires. It also studies how our finite production should be allocated within a society. Who gets what? I'm delighted to say that my challenge as an economist in allocating these two awards for economics is not a scarcity of talented and committed students at EAB. Rather, I have a scarcity of awards themselves. The Academic Excellence Award in Economics goes to a student who has really demonstrated an enormous potential talent in the subject. They have consistently produced outstanding coursework and excelled in all tests and examinations to date. More importantly, they have shown a real appreciation and insight into the inner mechanics of the subject, manifested by asking some truly excellent questions in class, and coming up with original answers to economic problems that went beyond my expectations for a new student of the subject. It is my honor to present the Academic Excellence Award in Economics to Vidalia Freeman. Economics is a new and challenging subject for EAB. The courageous juniors who started the course in August 2015 had never studied the subject before at school, and most were not really sure exactly what they would be studying. The demands made on students by a new and unfamiliar discipline are great, but our students have risen to the challenge. None more so than the student I've chosen for the Outstanding Learner Award in Economics. When confronted with a subject they found unfamiliar and arduous, the student responded with great character and determination. They actively sought out additional advice and feedback on topics they found difficult. They responded to assessments by constantly striving to improve. And they did this while also maintaining a great sense of humor in the classroom and a positive attitude to many new challenges as they arose. I am delighted to present the Outstanding Learner Award in Economics to João Gabriel Teixeira.
An excellent student of literature is always one who is changed by it. She creates a new world between the author's imagination and her own. Over the past 2 years, this student has been a living example of how studying literature can create new possibility and change your life. The depth of her ideas and maturity of her perspective have been hard-won through consistent curiosity, discipline, risk-taking, and of course, imagination. She rigorously engaged with all the texts we've studied and used them as lenses on her world. Her exemplary extended essay, The Myth and the Monster, used her budding interest in psychology to do something really difficult, shed new light on a literary classic. Her commitment and evolution have inspired both me and her classmates, and by modeling excellence, changed us a little too. It is my pleasure to present this year's English Achievement Award to Gabriela Alves. In 10 years of teaching, I can't recall a student more tenacious in the pursuit of personal best than this next one. For 2 years, his shadow was always appearing in the door, looking for more feedback on his writing. He rapidly developed as a writer, and though once shy and quiet in class, he was soon impressing his classmates with his creative interpretations of the text we were studying. As other students were fading with the approach of the upcoming IB exams, his powers were only growing stronger. I asked how he was doing it. The answer, more 2-hour practice exams than I believed humanly possible. Lucky for me, he is a true pleasure to spend time with. Kind and thoughtful, he listens with 100% attention, and doesn't care about impressing anyone but himself. Parents, sign your kids up for golf lessons. The discipline required for his amateur golfing career definitely has something to do with all this. This year's Outstanding Learner Award in English goes to Hua Chang.
As a new member of the EAB faculty this year, I was very happy and impressed with the quality of the students in chemistry. I was especially happy with the warm welcome, especially from the second-year students. And it's unfortunate that I can only give one award to the students because there are many that are deserving. The person I chose, or maybe chose himself, has been clearly exemplifies EAB's mission statements, learners inspiring learners. Beyond simply achieving nearly perfect scores on tests, this student volunteered as a key member of the STEM team with great commitment. Lots of junior students benefited, and certainly when other students didn't come, he was challenging students at a high level. In addition, this chemist demonstrated intellectual curiosity in the lab and worked to design investigations for the internal assessment and the Group 4 project. The projects were interesting, they were beautiful. Like science, it's beautiful. When carrying out the personal investigation for the internal assessment, the student sort of took over a section of my lab. He almost lived there while he filmed and collected data. And the report that followed earned full marks against the rubric. That's 24 points out of 24. I've been teaching IB science for 25 years, 3 different continents. This is my 6th school. I've yet to read a perfect internal assessment. I guess it's possible. So EAB students, some of you rank among the best in the world, and one in particular, I would like to recognize Carol Sweatflute. The Outstanding Learner Award in Chemistry is for a student who made a bold change as a learner mid-year, and he started to work toward understanding the content in chemistry. The student not only became more attentive in class, but also started to ask questions between lessons. He started to check to see that he actually understood the material, and he took responsibility for his learning. The student has made an effort to study and practice in a way that had not been done previously. As a result, the student was able to master skills that seemed too hard before. Because of this, the student raised his academic points by 13%. No one else in chemistry raised their scores by that level. That's exceptional. And this improvement happened because the students took the challenge and made the difference himself. I'm super proud to award the Outstanding Learner Award to Lucas Freitas.
Good afternoon. The award for best achievement goes to someone who has worked hard since day one. Someone who, although walked a little bit later on the semester, and did something very amazing that usually it's hard for me to see when it's an IB program, which is extremely rigorous and it takes a lot of your time. This student started as the weakest student in my class and barely passing. After 2 years of hard struggling, he came out to be the toppest in my class, if not the #1. For this, I would like to introduce the award for Best Achievement in Biology to Hua Cheng. The award for a steady learner goes to someone who has caused a lot of excitement in my class, showing a great amount of enthusiasm. Always ready to learn, sometimes to criticize, sometimes to bug me, sometimes to question me, sometimes to actually defy the book. Such student has mastered the biology content and is always ready to debate with me about any topic. Such student has become an amazing in every sense, not only as a student, but as a person. Sometimes I wish that he will go up and I will sit and listen to him tell me about his life story or telling me anything that he has learned. I became a learner as he became the teacher. Such student, I wouldn't be surprised if 20 years later I open a science book and see his name. Julius Fishback, come up here.
I'm overjoyed to have been given the opportunity of teaching this class of physics students. Their curiosity and dedication to SATED set the bar for future EAB students and should be considered an example for student disposition worldwide. I wish I could present each of them with one award, but I console myself in thinking that in a different reference frame or in a parallel universe, each of them gets one. The student chosen for this award is set apart even from the strongest peers, scoring consistently for 2 years above the 95th percentile. Not only that, the student masterfully crafted his internal assessment project, scoring top marks. This physicist has also fully displayed EAB's and IB's learner profile traits. In the classroom, the student is always ready to work with others, share views of current topics, ask questions beyond the syllabus, and even offer alternative explanations. I am glad to acknowledge that this student has chosen to pursue further physics education in college. For the complete mastery of the IB physics content, it is my honor to award the student for excellence in physics. Congratulations, Carol Svetslut. Once more, the Outstanding Learner Award describes so many of my students. It is left to me to choose an exemplary student the others should aspire to emulate. This physicist has had a range of grades of about 20%, marking the glaring improvement that should accompany this award. The quiet effort put in by this physicist, privately at home, speaks boldly through the work presented. This student has brought forward a very rich internal assessment, scoring top marks. An example of EAB learner profile, this student continuously demonstrated enthusiasm for science, from the questions that so enriched the classroom to the invaluable work produced when teaching fellow students in the coding club. For the hard work displayed, it is my honor to present the winner of the Outstanding Learner Award in Physics, Maren Haslacher.
I have to admit that in the beginning I had my doubts. There was always that water bottle that would fall over sometime during class and leave a large puddle under his desk. But then, as time went by, all the academic potential that this student had became more and more obvious. Years younger than his classmates, he was keeping up with them or even outperforming them in many cases. Maybe behind that fallen water bottle, there was a related rates problem. How fast was the bottle leaking at the given instant it was knocked over? How fast was the puddle growing the moment the teacher saw it and frowned? When others were asking, when is the reassessment, this student was acing the assessment. When others were striving to reach in-house standards and benchmarks, this student was seeking education beyond our campus, taking classes such as spaces, mappings, and mathematical structures. I suspect that not too many of you would be willing to give up part of your summer vacation to study mathematics. Committed not only to his own education, he has also been dedicated over the years to assisting many of you in math club and in STEM club. This student is the only one that I know from EAB who has completed 2 years both of AP Calculus and IB-HL Mathematics. These accomplishments have not come without a cost, though. It led him to having to make the difficult decision about whether to attend Harvard, Columbia, Princeton, Duke, Yale. Well, you get the picture. It is with great honor, for the third time, that I present this award to this type of student, the type of student that you see once in a few decades, Peter Farias.
Hard work, dedication, but most of all, perseverance. These are the characteristics that really exemplify an outstanding learner in mathematics. The student that I have chosen for this award has demonstrated these characteristics all year long. She has consistently pushed and struggled to understand. She has come to me many, many times to ask questions, most of the time apologizing for bothering me, even though it's an absolute pleasure that she is in my classroom. It's my honor to present this award to Marina Alves.
Good afternoon. I'm here to say goodbye to Ms. R on behalf of all the students here. They say that we should leave a place better than we first found it. That's what comes to mind when I think of Ms. R. Someone who not only was incredibly important in guiding us seniors in the IB, but who reached out past the expanse of her classroom, who brought yoga and mindfulness and quite literally peace to EAB in the midst of chaos and stress and anxiety that comes with a fast-paced school like this one. You've been here for such a short time, and yet you've completely changed my life, and the lives of many other students for the better. I've learned to seek to better myself with each new day that comes. Yoga time with our Scorpion squad became the best part of my day, besides English class, of course. I don't know how anyone can be so professional and hardworking in their job and still manage to be so sensitive and understanding and wholesome. In one of our first English classes, you asked one thing from us, honesty. Well, here it is. I love you. We all love you, Miss R. And we're going to miss you so, so much. I couldn't think of anyone better to have prepared and guided us through the IB, to have prepared and guided us for college and for life in more ways than one. Thank you for all the conversations during Flex, the heart-to-hearts in yoga, the honest advice in class that helped me and so many other students find our inner light. I honestly hope that we've been able to return the favor. It's an honor to have come across a spirit so wonderful as you, much less in the form of a teacher, a mentor, and a friend. I think EAB has been immensely lucky to have had you here. I've said this recently in class, but I think it bears repeating. Home is not where you are from, but where you are wanted, and you are dearly loved here. I hope you will always think of EAB as a home, Miss R. Come up here.
Okay, so today, the AB constellation is losing one of its brightest stars. A star so bright, in fact, that even the sun is jealous of how much light she holds inside. Although she is leaving, I can't say that this is a sad goodbye. It's hard, absolutely. But it's impossible to be sad about something that was so positive, an addition that was so positive to our community. Ms. Rakita has been such a crucial addition to the community as a whole and to me personally that I can say with all the certainty in the world that I'll never regret knowing her. And whether you know her as Jessica or Ms. Rakita or that nice lady in the office who you never really talked to but you kind of wish you did, you know that even if you said hi to her, even one time, you know that she is the kindest. She cares so much and she is so genuine in her wish to help everyone however and any way that she can. She is so stellar at her job as a guiding counselor that right now I finally understand why sailors relied on stars to guide them on long journeys. Her guidance has been so helpful for everybody, and especially the senior class this year, because whether it be gap years or studying or college, the future beyond high school is so terrifying. I'll be graduating in 5 days, and I still won't get over how scary it is to not know what the future is. But I can say for sure that knowing that I had somebody there every step of the way, willing to help me in whatever way that she can, makes me feel like whatever lies ahead, I can take it, and I am prepared. I've grown so much in my short years here at EAB, and I have you to thank for. And today, the EAB constellation may be losing one of its brightest stars, but I know that wherever she ends up, she will do whatever in her power to make sure everyone's day is a little bit better. So Jessica, my counselor, my friend, on behalf of everybody who's ever had the pleasure of knowing you, I thank you for your light, for your help, for your love, and for everything you've done here at EAB.
Okay, I'd like to start with a question. In a raise of hands, who here has participated in at least one of Mr. Bruce's productions? Look around and see all the people Mr. Bruce had put together with one interest. I know that most of you had never dreamed about performing a role or even being in a production of that sort, but Mr. Bruce made it possible for you. He gave us all the opportunity to try, believed in us to find the hidden talent within us that he had already seen long before. Mr. Bruce, there are no words to describe the impact you had on a major portion of EAB's community. Mr. Bruce, you're all about opportunity, and I'll repeat and say that in this stage of our lives as teenagers, it is so important for us to try new things from all areas life has to offer. You've given us the opportunity to try everything from the stage arts, from acting to dancing, from production stuff to directing, from designing to singing. I can talk for myself and probably many others who have worked with you that trying new experiences by your side in the drum area is so much better with you to guide us along with your knowledge. When Mr. Bruce sees a hidden talent in you, he wouldn't let you get away with it. At first, you were nervous to even think about it. Then Mr. Bruce understandingly guides you through your fears and challenges, such as public speaking, language, schedule, and so on. Now we all know how to speak louder, slower, and clearer. Then you face your fear and thank him a lot for putting you through this. The knowledge you shared with everyone will stay with us forever. You truly are a life changer. Mr. Bruce, I'd like to thank you for your passion for drama, for your passion for teaching, for your hard work and dedication. Thank you, like you always say, making us look good on stage, your top priority. Thank you for making the school shine so bright from all the stars you discovered. Thank you for being you, and good luck wherever you go.
The person I have the honor to speak of today often works behind the scenes, so I want to use this opportunity to highlight some of her incredible work here at EAB. The first real interaction I had with Miss Easton was an invitation to the NJHS to interview candidates for the high school principal position 4 years ago. From the start, when I first met her, it was clear that Miss Easton strived to empower students to enact positive change in our school. This was reaffirmed when she agreed to meet with me and other students who had questions about the changes in the assessment policy EAB was introducing. She carefully explained not only what these changes were, but how we, as students and learners at the American School of Brasilia, would be impacted. She carefully addressed all our concerns, was open to various suggestions, and always informed us of updates. This indicates a genuine dedication towards EAB students that anyone who has ever had the pleasure to meet her can affirm. More recently, Ms. Easton is one of the leaders of EAB's accreditation review team. For those of you who don't know, this ensures the diploma we receive here at EAB is recognized by colleges and various other institutions. Considering I'm graduating this week, that's pretty important, as you can imagine. She invited various students and parents to participate in this process to ensure that not only the student voice was heard, but that all stakeholders in our community had a chance to speak their minds. So what I think is most incredible about this amazing and outstanding individual is not only her vision towards improving our school and our education, but also her empowerment of students to partake in this evolution and take charge of their own learning. So I want to personally thank you for your incredible dedication and everything you've done for me and EAB. Ms. Easton, again, is an incredibly dedicated individual who will definitely be missed in our school. So please join in giving me a hand and wishing her luck in her future endeavors.
I was told to wait. I didn't know when to stop waiting. Mind you, this wasn't actually in the script. I genuinely didn't know. Anyway, I have enjoyed... Oh, look at that double microphone. I know. I have enjoyed being at this school. It was at EAB, with the help of Miss Megan, that I first learned to control my temper, and I have enjoyed that. Thank you. And Miss Burns has been kind and honest, and not everyone is as lucky as myself in having a teacher such as her. She makes lovely cookies and equally good buckeyes. And she has a great sense of humor. I always feel welcomed in Miss Burns' classroom, and I hope that others feel the same way. I'm grateful that she always got my jokes, and you too, folks. I hope that she has a successful career and finds lots of joy in her future. Overall, it has been a pleasure to work with you, Miss Burns.
Miss Palmer is that English teacher I will never forget. One trait I have always admired in Miss Palmer is her ability of transcending honesty to her students by genuinely caring about each of their improvements in class. Another trait is the way she involves herself in the work she assigns in class and pours out her knowledge to her students when we analyze them. And another trait is the way she encourages appreciation for literature at any given moment on our lives. Among the numerous qualities she has, I could spend hours naming up here. I'd like to focus on how she has inspired me. Personally, Ms. Palmer symbolizes the gateway through which I fell in love with literature and writing, as she introduced me to works that triggered the imagination, questioned societal viewpoints, and most importantly, shaped my thoughts to this day. Having her all throughout high school has allowed my classmates and I to bond with her and, in all honesty, equate the English subject to her image. Ms. Palmer challenged, supported, and inspired her students. She will be greatly missed. Please join me in thanking Ms. Palmer and giving her a round of applause.
I never had Mr. Collins as a teacher, so standing up here giving a speech about him may seem strange at first. And yet, it gives me a refreshing perspective. It gives me the ability to evaluate him based on what's important, his personality. Mr. Collins' contribution to what we affectionately refer to as the EAB community has been tremendous. This holds true inside the classroom, but more importantly, for the different bonds we have created outside of our learning environment. I'm sure we can all agree that his presence has greatly ameliorated this campus, making it all the more unfortunate that he will be departing soon. His humor may seem like an enigma at first, and definitely physics-orientated, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be sure to laugh. At first sight, Collins may seem somewhat reserved, yet he has never failed to assist me, or anyone curious enough to ask. His dedication to the sciences and the furthering of our technological department are unquestionable, so his position as a teacher and mentor So his position as a teacher and mentor will help anybody who asks. Your genuine caring has helped your students develop in a very personal way. So on behalf of the school, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Collins. I'm sure that your students in Düsseldorf will cherish your presence as much as we do. Oh, and don't forget to collect more data. Thank you.
A promise is a promise, and they're meant to be kept. That's what I learned from my biology teacher here at EAB, who promised not only to teach biology in a fun and engaging way, but also to practically build a basketball team from 3 players to one of almost 12. She promised to strengthen the team and managed to build a family out of air, which was truly admirable. To her team, she was a basketball coach. To most students, she was a teacher. But to pretty much everyone at EAB, Mr. Bailey was a life coach with all the advice she provided outside of class. I'm pretty sure I'm speaking on behalf of all the students that maybe, we have had you as a teacher, but personally, you not only have the patience to teach every single one of us biology, but also managed to take the time and coach some girls how to dribble a ball, how to shoot the basket, and that's a lot. Not only that, but you were there whenever students needed to vent out about school, IB, or whatever was going on about their lives. For you, teaching might have just been a job, but for us, learning from a teacher like you was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I just want to say that you will easily find a new set of cool students like us, but we'll never find another cool teacher like you. So thank you. Thank you for everything you've taught us, everything you've contributed to the EAB community. We wish you all the best in your next job, and don't forget to come back and visit. We love you.
When I came to EAB, my first questions about my classes revolved around band class. I had several questions about the size of the band, what the teacher was like, and what I could do in the band. It didn't take me long to figure out how the band program worked and it was truly amazing to see how so many students can go from not knowing a single thing about an instrument to being able to play songs that are multiple pages long and at a difficulty level that would normally take multiple years to reach. All of this was possible because of the work and dedication of Miss Valerie. At the beginning of my senior year, Ms. Valerie offered me an opportunity to be the teacher's assistant of her band class, and I began to work with both the high school concert band and the middle school band, and it became an experience I can never, ever forget. By working at her side, I noticed that Ms. Valerie really cared about every single student individually, even myself. She would focus on people that needed help with their instrument or with parts in their music, and they would always progress in their learning and understanding of their troubles. Something else that is special about Miss Valerie is about the way that she makes concerts energetic and entertaining for both the audience and the performers. She does something new every concert that is unique, from having students play music on the banister to having teachers dance in front of the audience, or even mass combining all the bands to create music that is memorable. Miss Valerie, the work that you have done here has made the band, and now even the choir, grow to something it has never been before. And now you have created new roots to a program that will forever build into something EAB can be proud of. Thank you for making my last 2 years here the biggest highlight of my high school career, and thank you from all of EAB for your constant contribution and love to the music of EAB.
The international teaching community is a transient one. People come and people go. And what we talk about here at EAB is that our goal is always to leave the school better when we leave than it was when we found it. And we've celebrated this group as individuals from the touching words from some of their students. But I think it's fitting as a group to show our appreciation for them, because I've been here for 3 years, and I can look at each one of the people on the stage and think about how the American School of Brasilia is a better place today than it was when I got here because of the work that they have done. So, I ask teachers, I thank you for your patience standing on the stage. It must not have been comfortable for you. But I ask you take a step forward so we can get a group picture and receive the applause of the parents and the students for the great work that you've done.
Good afternoon, parents, faculty, and students. Today I have the privilege of awarding an exceptional student with the Award for Academic Excellence. This student exhibited exceptional academic promise from an early age. They had a clear thirst for knowledge and were always aiming to exceed their potential. They read extensively and are intrinsically motivated to do well and prove themselves, to be the best that they can be. Their academic promise is a thing that we as educators would like to see mirrored in all the students that we teach. This individual is an exemplary role model and can often be found mentoring other students to achieve the academic ideals that we at EAB cherish and take great pride in. They have often been described as cheerful, engaging, and supportive of others. The student has consistently worked hard by not only being dedicated and focused, but by also exhibiting the best time management I have seen in my teaching career. This has allowed the student to accomplish many phenomenal feats in their time here at EAB. Not only does the student cherish academic ideals, but also takes part in a wide variety of extracurricular activities and has shown very strong leadership qualities that will continue to echo through the halls of EAB in many years to come. I am sure by now you know who I am talking about. It is with great honor that we at EAB would like to give the Award for Academic Excellence to this student for exhibiting outstanding academic prowess at EAB to Mr. Pedro Farias.
Good afternoon. As one of the pillars at EAB, service is an essential part of developing the whole child. Service encourages students to develop a sense of civic responsibility. It brings people together to help others. It strengthens communities. It promotes personal growth. And most importantly, it gives students the chance to realize that they can actually make a difference in other people's lives. Last week, the student and I got together to talk about her progress and performance in CAS, one of the key components of earning the full IB diploma. Although I knew she was heavily involved in activities at our school, it surprised me nonetheless to be reminded of the extent to which she's actually involved in activities, most of them service-related. From the list of her CAS activities, only one was not service-related. All the others revolved around service. Many on campus, helping the EAB community, and others also extending itself to the larger Brasilia community and beyond. On campus, she has taken on several leadership roles in MUN. She's one of the creators of the Humans of EAB project, and she's editor-in-chief of the Bullseye newspaper, all services that help develop the EAB community further. However, she's also led and solidified the Bulls Community Service Group, known as BCS, which focuses on helping the larger community. BCS has changed tremendously in the 3 years since I arrived at our school. It has become a strong student-led group that has taken on significant projects. The student has led BCS to continue providing cestas básicas with food to the maintenance and security guards here at EAB at Christmas time. She has continued the visits to Vila do Pequenino Jesus, an institution which shelters people with disabilities. She has continued providing for the education of a child, fourth grader in Haiti through the Children of Haiti project. And most importantly, through her leadership, BCS has developed a strong relationship with Creche Alecrim, a daycare for children whose parents are trash collectors in Cidade Estrutural. Her ability to manage the BCS group and the needs of the institutions they visited, her contagious enthusiasm to help others, and her desire to provide sustainability for Bulls Community Service to move forward are all admirable qualities worthy of a service award. Therefore, it is with great pleasure that this year's service award goes to Carol Nascimento.
Good afternoon. It is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you celebrating all the learning that took place in our school this year. Although we have many great athletes in our school, my role here is to identify an athlete that is engaged, collaborative, contributing, principled, brave, kind, and fully committed with his team or teams all year long. Most athletes on all levels of play, from recreational up to professional, utilize far less than half of their potential to achieve. But our athlete of the year is not part of this group of usual athletes. This athlete will not rest until he sees tangible evidence of progress in his game. This athlete is always inquisitive in life and constantly asks himself, why should anyone believe in anything other than I can? Our athlete of the year approaches each free throw, pitch, fly ball, kick, dribble, stroke, or technical maneuver with a positive inner belief of yes, I can. The interesting thing about this fact is that this player activates upon himself the concentration, confidence, and courage necessary to play at his highest level. That's how he keeps improving significantly every semester all year long. Please come join me in recognizing the achievements of our Upper School Athlete of the Year, Emil Razor.
This award for activities is for the person who's shown the most enthusiasm and passion for school activities. Upon arriving here at EAB this year, I was struck by the depth and richness of the activities offered, and by the level of student participation. After school, there's jazz band sessions and people making, printing prosthetic hands, drama rehearsals, community service projects being planned. In addition, throughout the school year, Stuco works hard behind the scenes to put together events we all enjoy so much, like the Stuco Games and Field Day. The winner of the Activities Award has immersed herself in every aspect of the school culture, from starring in drama productions, even directing at times, to running a club at EAB activity for the elementary school. She's been a driving force behind the successful Stuco events and provided invaluable support to me in my new position here at EAB this year. In fact, making my life a lot easier. She's also involved in athletics and a staff member of the Bullseye. It's my pleasure to work with her and give the Activities Award to Emily Kerr.
The arts department features 4 areas: music, theater, visual arts, and digital arts. The Vision Award for the Arts honors a student who has challenged him or herself by working in several of these areas and who exhibits a passion and commitment for learning and artistic endeavors. This year, our award winner has put talent and imagination to work in 3 of the 4 areas.
I had the pleasure of working with this student in the digital arts, both video and photography, and what impressed me most was his uninhibited sense of creativity. In a classroom where the walls and ceiling are painted black, this student brought light.
And I had the pleasure of working with this student in art themes for 2 years, and this semester in independent studio art. This student brought a welcomed presence, a sharp sense of humor, and a focus of infinite detail.
In theater classes, this student has exhibited a subtle wit, a vivid imagination and writing talent, and a quirky sense of humor. And believe me, this student is never afraid to express an opinion. Involvement in 2 productions, Soiree and An Entertainment, have shown theatrical and collaborative abilities and a fun personality.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Vision Award for the Arts goes to
Tomas Ellis.
Kevin Kruse in Forbes magazine says this about leadership. Leadership is a process of social influence which maximizes the efforts of others towards the achievement of a goal. I like this definition because it's not about a title. It is not about hierarchy. It is about how one's efforts, anyone's efforts, affect others and how a leader can help move a group of people towards a common goal. I think this definition falls short, however, in that it doesn't speak about vision, about looking around and seeing what is needed, how something can be better. And vision of how to make EAB, this region, and this world a better place. He has been recognized by peers around the country for his leadership and has won numerous awards for his talents. However, it is his willingness to serve others, his humility, and his ability to imagine that which is not yet reality and work with others to make it real that separates him and makes him the choice for this year's Leadership Award. On a personal note, I can say that this student has never let me down. I've counted on him as a member of our team. I have given him tremendous amount of responsibility, and he's never, ever failed to come through. Point in case, we've tried very hard to organize this to make it run smoothly, but I forgot about 15 minutes ago that I hadn't told the students who were going to speak on behalf of the teachers that they were going to hand them flowers. So what do? Sense of panic, walking to the stage, I descend, go up behind. Who do I call? Who do I WhatsApp? So I WhatsApped this student, and I questioned, will he respond? Should he respond? Should be paying attention. I don't know about the use of technology, but he did respond. So we had an interesting back and forth. Which side are you going to be on, Mr. Bear? I'll be on the right. Good, okay, make sure they turn around and come. The student has never let me down. So, it is a true pleasure and my great honor to present this year's Vision Award for Excellence in Leadership to Mr. Pedro Farias.
Good afternoon, parents, super students, and faculty. I'm here today to honor a student that over the course of 2 years has impressed me with his ability to grow beyond his potential. This student has been open-minded about new ideas and topics during our TOK classes and has always been willing to risk being wrong by sharing his thoughts in order to increase his knowledge and understanding of the world. He's truly an IB risk-taker. This young man has embraced the TOK spirit by understanding that questioning and not acceptance is the only way to conquer true knowledge. As a TOK student, he has been a great teacher to me as he has taught that life must have harmony. In our classes, he has displayed an exemplary balance in speaking and writing. Overall, he has always been consistent in being an inspiration by having his social and academic life in symmetry. It is with great honor that I'm here to celebrate with you Mr. Julius Fischbach as the most engaging student of this year.
When we first created the learner profile at EAB, separating assessment and grading into academic and non-academic, teachers were really worried. They were worried that there would be no place to recognize students for just doing the right thing. They were talking about recognizing the students who meet all the deadlines, who treat the formatives and the summatives as equally important, about the kids who participate in classroom discussions with focus and interest, and are true students of learning who are here at EAB not just to attend, but are here to learn. The winner of the Learner Profile Award for being principled does all of these things and more, much more. Her teachers talk about her going beyond class deadlines and expectations, and about her insatiable intellectual curiosity to learn all that she can while she's here at EAB. They talk about her efforts to understand and to address global issues and her interest in deep class discussions, not for a participation grade, as we used to have in many classes here at EAB, but because she wants to learn all that she can, enhance her natural abilities, and hear the opinions and thoughts of others. The winner of the Learner Profile Award for being principled has already been recognized by another institution, NYU, where she will be attending next year. As one of her teachers said, she is a great student and she is a great human being. Please join me in congratulating Gabby Alves.
What does it mean to be collaborative? We not only have the AB definition for that, but also a student who represents so well the meaning of it. It is an honor to count on a learner who feels so comfortable to listen and to be listened, and who is always willing to give her best and never comparing herself to others. Also, it is a pleasure to see someone demonstrating care for everyone in a classroom, someone who is respectful through words and actions. Being collaborative is not about showing knowledge and raising your voice, but it's also about listening to someone else's idea and keeping the dialogue flowing, knowing that everyone has an experience to share. It is also about inspiring and being inspired by others, something that we really value at EAB. What a pleasure to work with a student like this, someone who knows that a classroom is a place where we learn as much as we share, a place where caring is showing that we feel and learn better when we are together, because collaboratively, we stand stronger. We build a better place when we have collaborative learners, when everyone has an equal voice, when we can learn through people's cooperation, when respect is not just a word, but reality. EAB community is composed of members from all over the world with different backgrounds and experience to be shared. It is even better to be here having this young lady. She's an active member of this community and makes the difference by demonstrating care and respect for everyone, inside and outside the classroom. We can be proud and feel grateful to have someone like this around us. It is my honor to announce that the Collaborative Award goes to Natalia Narvaez.
School teachers know on a first-name basis, testament to her integral involvement in multiple levels of EAB life. Because we wouldn't be the same without you, and because we see and appreciate all that you do for us, we present this first ever award for the contributing learner to you, Carolina Nascimento.
Good afternoon, students, teachers, parents, and the class of 2016. Yes, give them another round of applause. Before talking about today's award, I just want to add a personal reflection. Today's ceremony is one of my favorites of the year, because it's not only recognizing the tremendous accomplishments of students, but it's also recognizing the accomplishments of a community. I think we're all succeeding. We're all doing tremendous things at this school. And when you see the relationships that are forged at EAB, the way the students spoke about their teachers today in such deep, profound ways, it reminds me of the strength of our school. I believe perhaps the greatest strength of EAB is this sense of community, these relationships. We are a human organization. We care deeply about each other's successes, each other's development, each other's well-being. I believe strongly this is what makes this school so special. And I think that's what we've seen today. I'll return to this thought in a moment. I have the honor today of presenting the Student of the Year Award. A difficult award to present because it embodies so much. But the best way to discuss this award is through the framework of our values. We'll start with our learner profile, which you've heard a lot about today. And I can say with certainty the student represents students who are participating, contributing, engaged, collaborating. We can also talk about the school's vision, seeking excellence through 5 pillars of academics, the arts, activities, service, and leadership. And Mr. Baer talked about leadership through service. And the student really embodies that truth, something that we highly value. Just out of curiosity, and I don't know what compelled me to do this, but this morning I did a search on the student's name in my email account. And what came up was both comforting and slightly concerning. Comforting because we want students to take ownership for their learning here. We want them to take ownership of this school. We want them to be leaders. And when I looked at the long list of emails I received from the student, organizing different events, reminding us of things we need to do, taking leadership, being recognized, it's exactly what we're looking for in our students. And the student has embodied that to the highest degree. In the last 24 hours, I received 3 emails from the student. One, reminding us about the NHS donations. 2, don't forget that we're going to recognize our maintenance and support staff today. Bring food. We're going to meet at 8 o'clock this morning. Beautiful gesture. The third email came in at about 10:30 last night, saying, Mr. DeQuan, I know I won't be here next year, but I would really like to help out with the new family orientation. Beautiful. Disconcerting, because I came to a stark realization that I am no longer leading this school. A student has quietly taken over, which is okay. And probably the last framework I can refer to is our mission. Learners inspiring learners to be inquisitive in life, principled in character, bold in vision. If we break this down, learners inspiring learners, we know that he's inspired us. We've learned from him, we've learned with him, he's learned from us. Inquisitive in life, the student is always seeking ways to improve who he is, his learning, his understanding, approaching this with humility, curiosity. Principled in character. I just talked about NHS, recognizing our maintenance staff. I can go on and on through my email list. And the last, bold in vision. And this is about making a positive change in the world around us. Making a positive change in the lives of others. And the student who is going to receive this award today, this is probably his best compliment. Mr. Farias, you have made a difference in our community. You have made a difference in the lives of everyone in this room today and so many others. And since the day I arrived here, you made me feel welcome. As Mr. Bear said, you have never disappointed. You've inspired us. You have made a difference. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, 2016 Student of the Year Award, Mr. Pedro Farias.
That brings to a close our ceremony. Immediately after, in iCommons, there's a reception for the award winners and for their families, and of course for the EAB High School faculty. Before we go, however, Mr. Vizzoli, our assistant principal, likes to say that at an international school, it takes 1 year to begin a tradition. So that gives us tremendous power to create traditions that we hope will carry on into the future. So today, two colleagues of mine and myself are going to hopefully start a tradition, by dedicating a song, a musical piece to the senior class as the last thing in the awards ceremony. So, with that, I'm going to call my colleagues to the stage, and if they left me up here by myself, I'm in trouble. Here they come. Good. All right. Good.
Remember to keep his guitar low. Is the bass on? Try it now. Is your volume on there? Now me. Only two of us can be on at one time. Seniors, it's been a pleasure getting to know you guys this year. And this is for you. Don't take it the wrong way. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. Something unpredictable. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. Predictable, but in the end it's right. Hope you have the time of your life. Take it away, Mr. Glenn. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you've had the time of your life. Okay, we'll see you all out in the Hall of Flags. Thank you very much.